Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. The first 2021 edition of the Transport Canada AIM document has been published, and they have actually addressed all of my concerns about the embarrassing mix-up in the previous edition. And they've come to the defense of drone pilots with one new paragraph. It's almost a rant. Let's check it out. The AIM, or Aviation Information Manual, is a living document published by Transport Canada every 6 months and is basically the layman's guide to Canadian aviation. The March 2021 edition of the AIM is the third one with a dedicated RPA, or remotely piloted aircraft, chapter. It's definitely worth a read for new and experienced drone pilots, and they even make it easy to review updates by shading changed paragraphs in a light blue color. They've made a number of minor clarifications about sub-250 gram drones, differentiating between AGL and ASL, and the use of transponders. But there are two really important changes I'd like to share with you. First of all, the section on reporting of incidents and accidents, section 3.2.37, has been corrected, and thank goodness. You no longer have to report to the Transportation Safety Board if you smash your drone into a tree. This section now correctly states that there are 3 criteria for reporting a drone incident to the TSB. Number 1, if the drone is a big boy, over 25 kilograms. 2, if someone is killed or sustains a serious injury. Or 3, if you've hit a manned aircraft. All good. Check out my video on this subject. There's a link up in the top right. I guess that right. The other major change they've made is in 2 sections that talk about flying drones near aerodromes. The first one, section 3.2.35, has been rewritten and now makes sense. This section discusses operations near aerodromes, airports, and heliports. And in the previous edition of the AIM, actually contradicted later sections in the same document. Well, it's all been fixed up now and makes it crystal clear how to differentiate certified aerodromes from non-certified, what level of pilot certificate you need, and how advanced pilots properly coordinate flights near airports. All good. And even better, Transport Canada has also corrected the corresponding drone safety webpage where they had an astonishingly incorrect definition of basic operations for many, many months. It's now fixed and is consistent with the regulations and the AIM document. The second section discussing operations in the vicinity of aerodromes is section 3.4.5. This section describes procedures for advanced pilots operating near airports or heliports not in controlled airspace, and was newly introduced in the last edition of the AIM. This is the section that says first try to coordinate with the airport operator, and if you can't get hold of them, to initiate an aviation radio call. Well, they've combed through this and made lots of little edits to make it much more clear. For example, it used to say that the radio call should be made to, and I quote, attract attention. Now it says more sensibly that the call, quote, could mean making a general position report initially to attract attention and inform other airport airspace users. This exactly corresponds to the protocol I recommend in my Radio Knowledge for Drone Pilots Etiquette video. Oh, and they have also removed generic water aerodromes from being part of this procedure. Now it's only certified water airports, along with certified airports and heliports, of course. Thank goodness. So the only thing that they haven't dealt with in this area is publishing GIS mapping data for the so-called runway sausages, where these rules are supposed to be used. According to the new head of the RPAS team, they're working on a strategy for that. But putting that aside, The last paragraph of this section is what made me so excited. It's almost like a rant. Now, there have been a number of incidents where drone operators have been doing their due diligence and contacting airports to coordinate a flight and being told no by the airport operator. I've referred a couple of people to Transport Canada for resolution. Well, they've come out with the definitive statement, and it's like a breath of fresh air. I'll read it verbatim. Although registered and certified aerodrome operators can prohibit someone from using their ground installations, they cannot forbid the use of the airspace surrounding a registered or certified aerodrome. Airspace access is regulated through the CARS, and any aircraft and pilot meeting the requirements therein could use the airspace. In other words, an airport operator can tell you not to use their property for landing or taking off. That's just standard property trespassing stuff. But they cannot stop you from flying in the airspace around their airport. Obviously, you need to follow the aviation regulations and be extremely careful flying around an airport. But you have rights as a certified drone pilot, and Transport Canada now has your back. I'm really glad to see these guys are listening to feedback from drone pilots like me and others and improving their communications material. I encourage you to download the RPA chapter of the AIM and read the latest updates yourself. There's a link in the description below. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Catch you next time.